got a British techno band from Sheffield, England at number 43. Up one from 44 on my fantasy playlist of March 18th, 1983. Heaven 17. Let Me Go. Their best known hit here in the States, although it was not a big hit here in the States. Heaven 17 did not stand a chance here in the U.S. I can't explain why completely, because they were so unknown. They probably were not promoted enough. Keep in mind that in 1983, there was the second British invasion here in the States. You had groups like the Culture Club, Adam Ant, well, solo artist Adam Ant, and of course Duran Duran. They were a flagship band, and there were others that came in their wake. But Heaven 17 never took off here in the States. Let Me Go. I wish, boy, I was yearning for this record. I said, please, it's not gonna happen. Dadgummit, it's not gonna happen. It didn't happen in England either. Believe it or not, they would go on and have some big hits in Britain, but the song went to number 41 in England. Didn't make the top 40 in England. Only got as high as number 74 here in the States. Some radio stations did play it, though. Not here in the South, though. Well, at least not here in Alabama. Definitely not the stations in Birmingham would not touch it. But one station that did play it was WPOW. Power 97, I think, or 91. Waiting till my chicken scratch again from Miami. And some of the modern rock, or what we call today alternative stations, played this record. KROQ FM in Los Angeles played this record. Of course, folks over in the West Coast showed some love for the high-tech bands from England, like Depeche Mode. They were real popular over on the West Coast. Over in Los Angeles, of course, in California, they're a lot more progressive about that sort of thing than, of course, folks over here in the South, in Alabama. But anyway, let's go into this Heaven 17 record, Let Me Go. And three guys were in this group: Martin Ware, Martyn, and Ian Craig Marsh, founding members of the Human League. And original members of the Human League, and they teamed up with Glenn Gregory. Glenn Gregory, the lead singer, he sounds very moody on this record. Moody, melancholy, almost resigned, just seemingly gyrating above the synth background of this record. And only got as high as number 74 here in the States. I just told you that. One thing, I love these technical things. You know, I wish I was smart. I really do. I wish I had a higher IQ. I wish I was smart like Mr. Spock, because when I discuss something technical, I'll at least know that how should I say it? I'll know what I'm talking about. And I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll do my best. This record used one of the first records, not the first record, but one of the first records to use a bass synthesizer. It was called the Roland TB-303, and boy, this synthesizer, it had a built-in sequencer. You can only do one beat at a time, and had a single audio oscillator. But you can retrofit this oscillator, or could program it to play a sawtooth or square wave. Not sure what that means, but that's where I wish I was Mr. Spock, to where I can understand it and discuss it with you. Maybe make it sound interesting. But a lot of DJs use this thing. A lot of producers use this thing when they want to program bass lines to the dance records. They use this thing, this Roland TB-303, and it's still being used today. It's been out of production for years. 10,000 units of this thing was made, of this bass synthesizer was made. But one of the earliest samples of the Roland TB-303. I love that. I love that technical stuff. It was used in a lot of house music, acid trance music, techno. Part of the sound of the 80s can be traced to the Roland TB-303. How about that? Anyway, let's see. I think that's all I got to say about this record. From the album Luxury Gap in England. And that reminds me, the song here, it appeared here in the States, it appeared on the compilation album self-titled Heaven 17, but in England it appeared on an album called Luxury Gap. But now, here's the thing about Heaven 17, they got really big in England. Never took off here in the States. Temptation, which came after this record, went to number 5 in Britain. And there was Come Live With Me. No, went to number 12. Was it number 2? I can't read my writing again. Well, it was a big hit in England. Come Live With Me went to number 5. And Crushed by the Wheels of Industry went to number 17 in Britain. And they had some more after that. And I just found out, boy, you really do learn some scintillating things when you research these groups. I'm telling you. They co-produced, Heaven 17 co-produced Tina Turner's Let's Stay Together, the Al Green record. That was her comeback. And late 83, late 83, early 84. Let's Stay Together, Tina Turner, they helped produce that record. It had that techno beat to it. And that went to number 26 here in the States, went to number 6 in Britain, top 10 in England. That was her comeback record. And then she came out with What's Love Got to Do With It, which just blew the whole thing wide open for her all over again here in the States. I didn't know Heaven 17 had a hand in that record. Well, here we go. Let Me Go at number 43 on my fantasy playlist, March 18th, 1983.